Hi, it's Chris Watkin here from Agents Together, the charitable foundation for estate and letting agents. And today I'm joined by Barry Butler, a fantastic young estate agent who started his own estate agency this summer and took up the offer of a mentoring from the Agents Together Foundation, where we put together people like Barry, or probably people like yourself watching this, who need help and guidance, whether you are a neg, a manager, you own your own business, you work for a corporate, you work for independent, and we will mentor you and guide you to make you a better agent. Barry, thank you for joining me today.
Not a problem. My pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Barry. Now, Barry, you've been in estate agency an awful long time. You've done all the jobs, the negs, the valuers, the branch managers, but you set up your own estate agency in the summer of 2020. Why did you want to set up your own estate agency, you thought?
I think really it was quite early on in my career, actually, probably about 3 or 4 years in, that I'd kind of fallen in love with the job and everything about it. And I just thought, one day I wanted to be my name above the door. Wanted to leave a bit of a legacy, I guess, for the kids as well. I'm a self-professed control freak. So, I wanted to have that control, the input. Our industry changes, and it's changed so much, probably more so in the last kind of 3 or 4 years, and probably tenfold after everything that's happened this year. So I've always wanted to be at the head of that and changing things without having to run it through 3 or 4 people with, sit there and give that justification as to why that we should look at these different avenues, just to be told maybe, no, we're not going to go down that route. And, I wanted to be ahead of the game, really.
Okay, so those are your frustrations. Didn't you have any fears about setting up your own estate agency? Especially with your wife coming on as well, throwing everything.
Well, yeah, yeah, working with your wife, that's a new challenge. I think you go through many fears. I'm used to, I've worked in 2 of the largest estate agency groups in the country, as well as a well-established independent. I've always had people around me. So I guess that kind of fear of being in the office or being out and about on your own, I can't lie. I bounce off other people. I like to run ideas off other people. Sometimes I need to be reined back. So I think that was a fear. Yeah, because you're going into although you're doing what you know and what you do, part of it is you're still going into the unknown, because you're now you're not the branch manager. You're now the branch manager and the business owner. So, everything falls on you. It's your name. It's your reputation. It's your family. Everything is there. And you can run, I think you can run branches, you can run big branches, small branches, and you can go through all your profit and losses. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not your money that you're playing with and you're controlling. When it's your own and you've got to make those big decisions, they become massive decisions. They're not just big decisions. It can be life-changing decisions. So I think the fears were there. I've always been comfortable, prospecting, canvassing, going out and trying to get the business. I'm confident in my ability, confident in what we offer. But yeah, I think it was the other side of the coin that perhaps you haven't had those day-to-day, those month-to-month dealings. When you're in there in the mix as a manager, if those exchanges and completions don't come in, it's frustrating. It's hard because people's lives are at stake. But you're still getting paid your salary at the end of the month. You're not worried about the other side of it. So I guess they were my kind of initial fears to get started. And sometimes they can be over, the excitement can overpower that. So I think it's sensible to consider those fears as well.
Okay, so interesting. You said that you felt alone, and I know you said you're working with your wife. I work with my wife as well, and 99.99% of the time, it's absolutely wonderful. The point is that you obviously reached out. You saw some of the videos. I'm sure you probably saw a video like this where we were interviewing someone probably similar, and actually, the subject of the mentoring came apart. I mean, starting your own business, none of us have really got the money to afford to spend the money on a mentor. What made you actually reach out to Agents Together and actually say, look, I need some help?
I think it was I'd kind of seen it on Property Eye. I'd see the videos on YouTube and LinkedIn, and you know, you're looking at it. But I've got to be honest, I was really kind of skeptical about it. You know, I thought, well, you know, when's anything free in our industry? You know, everyone's always trying to sell you something or pitch something to you. So I think I've been on the website kind of throughout lockdown, you know, phase 1 lockdown, looking at it and thinking, yeah, shall I, shan't I? And it was probably a couple of weeks kind of into the process of getting into the office. I thought, you know, what harm is there? Let's give the guys a call, have a conversation, see what it's all about. And, you know, if it is somebody trying to sell to me, or a connection of a group of people who are going to be, you recommend someone they know for this reason, for that reason, then, you know, I can walk away. I'm not committed to anything. But I had a chat with Sam, and I think we had two conversations before I even kind of agreed it. And I think he put all my kind of fears and worries to the side.
So Sam Offley is the chap that basically runs the day-to-day of the charity.
Yes.
Call him the Sid Black of a state agency, because he puts Mentee and mentors together. So you've got Tony Gibson, or Anthony Gibson, who used to be MD of Romans, big in the game. I know he runs his own like prop tech consultancy. Has he tried to sell you anything?
No, not once. I honestly, I spoke to Sam again about it. I mean, Sam rings me fairly regularly just for an update, and it's been a really refreshing experience. I have to say, it's been really, really good. Yeah, you kind of have that process.
Are there catches? What is there?
No catches, no costs, no selling, no kind of pitching of this. Just, it is literally just, for me, it was really important to kind of have a sounding board. You know, I have ideas, and they come to me, and I want to roll with every single idea that comes. And when you're on your own and you haven't necessarily got someone to pull you back, it's great, you know, if even on just a really small thing, just to have that soundboard. And we have our regular monthly Zoom meetings, but we've communicated so much more in between those. And it's been really helpful. And I was saying to Sam the other day, it will be a shame actually when it starts to come to an end, and hopefully me and Tony can kind of continue off our own back and carry that relationship on.
You'd be amazed how many mentor. I mean, as I said, it is for a fixed period. That allows other people to come on board. But you'd be amazed the amount of mentors that do carry on privately. That's between you and the mentor.
Yeah.
I mean, having Tony Gibson, which, you know, big in the game, MD of Romans, what he doesn't know about a state agency in your corner, you know, and having a formal monthly Zoom, but also just probably touching base on WhatsApp, just running ideas, must be absolutely fascinating. What would, and helpful to you, what would your advice be to any estate agents, be they a neg or a valuer or running their own business, a branch manager? What would your advice be to those about agents together and taking up the mentoring?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely do it. Be open-minded. I think, again, in our industry, you can easily fall into that trap of thinking that you know everything, and you don't. You know, there's always something that you can learn, and an idea that you've had, the likelihood is somebody else may have had that idea at some point, and they may have even trialed it and it didn't work. And it's just a great, and I think it doesn't matter what level that you're at, whether you are a neg, whether you're a valuer, a junior manager, an area manager, or whether you're like me and you're starting out, or even if you've been, you know, running the business for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. The industry is changing constantly. You know, everybody needs somebody to lean on from time to time. They really do.
Barry, I want to say thank you for your time today. You've been an absolute
my pleasure.
I'm sure you'll do really, really well in Cambridgeshire and Bedfordshire with your agency. We had a chat before we came on, and you're really passionate and you really want to make a difference. And I hope between you and your wife that you can grow an agency that not only you can be proud of, but your kids can be with your legacy.
Very kind. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time today.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And if you are watching this and you think you would like some advice and opinion, all the links are in the posts above or below, depending on where we're posting this. Thanks for your time today.